Every single sports sedan you see on the road today, every turbocharged four-door rocket that promises the thrill of a race car with the practicality of a family car, every single one of them exists because of one machine. One car that didn't just set the standard, one car that invented the standard. And that car is the BMW M3. The BMW M3 didn't just enter the sports sedan segment. The BMW M3 created the sports sedan segment. And for almost 4 decades, every manufacturer on the planet has been desperately trying to copy the BMW M3's formula. Mercedes tried, Audi tried, Cadillac tried, Lexus tried, Alfa Romeo tried. Not a single one of them has managed to knock the BMW M3 off its throne. This is the story of how the BMW M3 became the most imitated car in automotive history, and why nobody has ever gotten it right. The BMW M3 was never supposed to be a luxury car. The BMW M3 was never supposed to be comfortable. The BMW M3 was born out of pure, undiluted rage. It was the mid-1980s, and BMW was locked in a vicious battle with Mercedes-Benz on the racetracks of Europe. Mercedes had unleashed the 190 E2.316 and was dominating the Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft, the legendary DTM touring car championship. BMW needed a weapon, and BMW's motorsport division answered with something brutal. In 1986, the BMW M3 rolled out of Munich as the E30 generation, a car that shared almost nothing with the standard 3 Series. The BMW M3's body panels were wider, more aggressive, sculpted by wind tunnel testing and competitive fury. Under the hood of the BMW M3 sat a high-revving 4-cylinder S14 engine, producing 200 horsepower. That number sounds modest today, but in a car that weighed barely over 2,800 pounds, the BMW M3 was an absolute monster. BMW originally planned to build just 5,000 units of the BMW M3 to satisfy racing homologation rules. But something unexpected happened. People fell in love with the BMW M3. By the end of the E30's production run, over 15,000 BMW M3s had rolled off the line. And on the racetrack, the BMW M3 didn't just compete. The BMW M3 obliterated everything in sight. The E30 BMW M3 became the most successful touring car ever built, period. The BMW M3 won championships across Europe, in Australia, across the globe. The BMW M3 even showed up in rally stages. The 1987 Tour de Corse, victory for the BMW M3. But here's what made the BMW M3 truly special. The BMW M3 wasn't just fast, the BMW M3 was balanced. Rear-wheel drive, a perfectly weighted steering rack, a chassis that communicated every crack in the pavement, every shift in grip. The BMW M3 made you a better driver just by sitting behind its wheel. And the automotive world watched, and the automotive world took notes. Here's where the imitation begins. Before the BMW M3 existed, nobody was building cars like the BMW M3. The idea of taking a compact, practical sedan and injecting it with race car DNA was revolutionary. The BMW M3 proved that you didn't need a 2-seat supercar to experience genuine performance. The BMW M3 proved you could drop your kids at school in the morning and demolish lap records in the afternoon. And that concept, that formula, is what every manufacturer on Earth has been chasing ever since. Mercedes-Benz saw what the BMW M3 was doing and created the C63 AMG, a brute of a car stuffed with a massive V8. But the C63 was always the sledgehammer to the BMW M3's scalpel. Where the BMW M3 danced through corners with precision, the C63 tried to muscle through them. The C63 was always responding to the BMW M3, always playing catch-up. Then Audi stepped up with the RS4 and RS5. Quattro all-wheel drive, ridiculous power. But Audi could never capture the BMW M3's rear-drive purity, the BMW M3's willingness to rotate. The RS cars were fast, but they didn't have the BMW M3's soul. Cadillac took a shot with the ATS-V, and honestly, the ATS-V was brilliant. More horsepower than the BMW M3, sharper handling than anyone expected from an American brand. but nobody bought the ATS-V. The world didn't trust Cadillac to build a BMW M3 fighter. And that tells you everything about how deeply the BMW M3 has embedded itself into automotive culture. Lexus tried with the ISF and later the IS500. Both packed naturally aspirated V8 power and rear-wheel drive. But the ISF was always a step behind the BMW M3 in dynamics, and the IS500 arrived too late to change the conversation the BMW M3 had already dominated. And Alfa Romeo? The Giulia Quadrifoglio might be the only car that ever came truly close. Ferrari-derived V6, a Nürburgring lap record. The Giulia was faster and arguably more beautiful than the BMW M3. But reliability questions haunted the Giulia. Sales numbers embarrassed the Giulia. And eventually, Alfa Romeo pulled the Giulia out of the American market entirely. The BMW M3? Still here. Still selling. Still winning. What makes the BMW M3 impossible to imitate is that the BMW M3 refuses to stay still. Every generation of the BMW M3 has been dramatically different from the last, yet every generation of the BMW M3 has kept that core DNA intact. The E36 BMW M3 arrived in 1992 and traded the four-cylinder for a silky inline-six. The E36 BMW M3 was smoother, more refined, more civilized. Critics said the E36 BMW M3 had lost the rawness of the original, but the E36 BMW M3 did something crucial. The E36 BMW M3 proved that a performance car could also be a genuinely comfortable daily driver. The E36 BMW M3 set the template that every sports sedan still follows today. Then came the E46 BMW M3 in 2000, and many consider the E46 BMW M3 to be the greatest sports sedan ever manufactured. The E46 BMW M3's S54 engine, a 3.2-litre naturally aspirated straight-six, revved to 8,000 revolutions per minute with a sound that could make grown adults weep. The E46 BMW M3's chassis was so perfectly balanced that racing drivers used the E46 BMW M3 as their benchmark. And the E46 BMW M3 CSL? Carbon fiber roof, stripped interior, 360 horsepower. All 1,383 units of the BMW M3 CSL sold out within months. The E90/E92 BMW M3 shocked the world by dropping a V8 under the hood. A 4.0-litre naturally aspirated V8 that revved to 8,400 revolutions per minute, putting the BMW M3 in the same conversation as Ferrari. The E92 BMW M3's engine was literally inspired by BMW's Formula One program, built in the same foundry that produced BMW's F1 power plants. The E92 BMW M3 was theatrical, dramatic, and absolutely intoxicating. The F80 BMW M3 brought turbocharging for the first time. Purists panicked. But the F80 BMW M3 delivered more power, more torque, and faster lap times than any BMW M3 before. The F80 BMW M3 proved that forced induction didn't have to kill character. The F80 BMW M3 just delivered character differently. And today's G80 BMW M3? Controversial styling aside, the G80 BMW M3 is the most capable BMW M3 ever built. Over 500 horsepower, all-wheel drive available for the first time. A sub 3.5 second sprint to 60 miles per hour. The G80 BMW M3 has evolved into something that can genuinely rival supercars while carrying 4 adults and a trunk full of luggage. So why has nobody been able to replicate what the BMW M3 does? Why, after nearly 40 years of trying, does every competitor still fall short? Because the BMW M3 isn't just an engineering exercise. The BMW M3 is a philosophy. The BMW M3 represents a belief that performance and practicality are not opposing forces, they are partners. The BMW M3 represents the idea that a car should thrill you on a mountain road, comfort you on a highway, and never force you to choose. Competitors have matched the BMW M3's horsepower. Some competitors have even surpassed the BMW M3 in straight-line speed. But none of them have captured the BMW M3's balance, that perfect equilibrium between power, handling, comfort, and character that defines what the BMW M3 is. The BMW M3 has been a four-cylinder screamer. The BMW M3 has been a silky six. The BMW M3 has been a howling V8. The BMW M3 has been a twin-turbo powerhouse. And through every transformation, the BMW M3 has remained unmistakably, undeniably the BMW M3. Every sports sedan on sale today, every C63, every RS5, every CT4V Blackwing, owes its existence to the BMW M3. Every one of those cars was born because some engineer somewhere looked at the BMW M3 and said, we need to build our version of that. And that is why the BMW M3 is the most imitated car ever made. Not because the BMW M3 is perfect, but because the BMW M3 defined what a performance sedan should be. And 40 years later, the rest of the world is still trying to figure out the BMW M3's secret. They haven't cracked it yet.